Hey guys, Neil with Aviator Q. Welcome back to another episode. For today's video, we're going to be doing just a real short cook, something for a quick, simple meal. We're going to be smoking up a couple of pork tenderloins. Like I said, they're not super big. They won't take super long. We're going to be cooking them out on the Weber Kettle, which is a very versatile grill that a lot of y'all have. So stick around, sit back, relax, and welcome aboard. It should be fun. Welcome back. So before we get started, I kind of wanted to give a quick shout out to House of Swank. I got a new shirt going on. I don't know if you guys can really see it. It kind of describes everything there is about North Carolina. It's a state divided. Pretty much everything we argue about, vinegar base versus tomato base. Demarcation line kind of runs through Chapel Hill. If you guys are looking for any kind of neat North Carolina gear, houseofswank.com. So the pork tenderloin. A lot of people get it mixed up with the back loin, or I just call it pork loin. Pork chops, blade chops, that all comes off that pork loin. It comes off of the baby back. That's where the baby back ribs are part of. But this is tenderloin, which is kind of just like in a cow, the smallest, most tender part of a cow. We got ours from Costco. They come 2 to a pack, and then those are pre-packaged. It's like 2 packs of 2. I think it was about $11 or something like that. So like I said, not a super big meat. I'll bring you over, show it to you, and show you what we're going to do to it. Alright guys, so here's what we're looking at. Here's one, here's the other. I've kind of trimmed this one up a little bit. Just kind of like the beef tenderloin. It does have a little bit of silver skin on there. You can see I've already taken that off. Where that silver skin is going to show up is kind of like right in there. That's not, it looks like it's a thin fat, but that's really just some silver skin under there. So we're going to get in there and we're going to take it off. The rest of it's just some light fat that should kind of render nothing. You can almost probably pull it off, really. See, it'll pull off. So, but the main thing we want to talk about is getting that silver skin off there. So let me move the camera. Alright guys, so you want to start with a real sharp knife. What I like to do is kind of lift it up so I can get to it a little bit. You can almost feel where to put your knife. And I'm just going to cut myself a little tab. What that does, that gives me something to hang on to. Then I'm just going to keep the knife nice and flat and just kind of run it along that mat. And then that's what you get pulled off with. You notice nice pink pork underneath. I'll do the same kind of thing. Just keep that knife nice and flat so you don't dig too much into your meat. If you don't quite get a lot of it, see I pulled that fat off, but I didn't have my knife sharp, so there's just a little bit more we need to remove. For the season, we're just going to be using a little bit of Killer Hog's barbecue rub. And because it's a nice herby, crusty thing, we're going to use some Killer Hog's steak rub. It says steak rub, but it works great on pork too. This barbecue rub is more or less for color than it is taste. I always get such a nice color when you kind of just smoke this up on the grill. Just kind of roll it around. Make sure you hit everything. Not doing 100% cover because you still want a little bit exposed for that steak rub to stick to. Just a nice dusting here. And we're going to come back and hit it with the steak rub. Let's get the steak rub on there. I'm going to kind of press it into it just so it sticks real good. Alright guys, so welcome out to the grill. We've already got the charcoal in there. We've already got it come up to about 250 degrees. I'm probably going to back it off to about 230 or so. If you haven't watched the video on how I set up the Weber kettle, I'll add a link to it. But all we've pretty much got is a water pan in there. Got a wire coming out for a temperature. And we've got basically a 2-zone grill set up here. I'm going to add a little bit of hickory wood in that to the end to make it, once we get the meat on there, but we're just going to get it on there, cover up, and let her cook to about, probably about 95, then we'll rotate it and finish it out till it's done. Alright, so we're just going to get that meat on there. I'm going to put the bigger one a little bit closer than the smaller one there, and we're just going to put it right on the grill. It's about right there. Smaller one right here behind it. Now I've got this probe in here that's going to help measure it. But if you guys want to add a second one to the meat, you can here. I'm just going to check it with this handheld probe a lot. So that's kind of where we're at. Alright guys, welcome back. We're about an hour in, I think. I haven't quite exactly been looking at the time, but grill's been running almost at 250 perfect. I just opened up the lid and checked. That's why it's coming back up. Pork's running about 130 degrees. USDA says pork's good at 155. If you want to go mid-rare, you can go 145, I believe. But what we're going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of charcoal. I'm going to open the grill wide open. I'm going to add just a little bit left more charcoal. I got some small crumbles of lump. I'm going to get the grill screaming hot, and then I'm going to finish the tenderloins right over the coals for a couple minutes. Try to get like a nice little sear at the end. So we're going to fan this up, get it going nice and hot. You can see the coals just come back to life. So we got that going. We're gonna close the lid, give her a quick scrape, make sure it's nice and clean. And we're just gonna rotate her over. Alright, so we got the hot coals, we got the tenderloin directly over the coals. Move this one just a little closer. Then we're just going to get covered up and let it see if we can't put a nice sear on it. Alright guys, so I hope you can see this really well. I got the headlight on. So what I did, I kept it to about 134 or so. And then once it hit about 134, 135, I rolled them both over to the hot coals, fanned them, got them hot. Then I seared them, got this nice beautiful color. Took them about 150. Then put them over here. You guys can see it. And then from 150, just a couple minutes, it kind of took it the rest of the way to 155 to perfect doneness. So we're going to pull them off, let them rest a few minutes, and then get to eating. Alright guys, just to recap. We took 2 pork tenderloins. We seasoned them up with Malcolm Reed's Killer Hog barbecue rub and steak rub. Slow cooked them on the Weber kettle, at the kettle being a 250 degree temperature. Smoked them to about 130 degrees. Then we opened up the charcoal vent, or the bottom vents, fanned it till it was screaming hot, sizzled it till about 150, then kind of pulled them off to the side, let them carry another 5 degrees to the 155. It's resting right now. We're going to give it just a quick second to rest, and then we're going to cut them up. Alright guys, so there's a finished product. We got some nice charring on it. It smells delicious, good coloring. You can kind of see where the steak rub has kind of started to char up a little bit, but it's still on there, giving some flavor. Alright guys, so we're just going to kind of cut across it here. pull that out. Got some nice juicy medallions. Full of juice, full of tender. Should be delicious to eat. So we just finished supper and it was excellent. If you guys have never tried this pork tenderloin, you definitely need to get out there and try it. It's better than a pork chop. It's more tender and juicy. Maybe a baby back rib might be the only other thing that I like a little bit better than that. Super tender, super juicy. I think it only took us about an hour and 15 minutes of smoke. Like I said, it was great. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe. And we will see you next time on the next video here at Aviator Q. See ya.